Now, all of these are values in my judgment, and as we go through the list, there's probably not a great deal of disagreement that all of these things are useful and important things for students to learn. What I want to do, though, is to point out how it's important to prioritize, right, one's sense of which of these values really is the top value, or which combination of them together has to be the top value. Because in many cases, you can't do it all. You can't have every lesson cover all of them. And in many cases, you don't have the budget to cover everything. And so we do know, for example, if we just take, say the average school day has 6 hours, the students show up at 9 and they're done by 3. How much can we cover in 6 hours? How many different curricular units? How many methodological issues? How many group projects, individual projects, and so on can we do? We have to make strategic decisions, partly because of time constraints. Or in many cases, as I mentioned before, it will be budget constraints, right? This year, the budget is going to be cut by X thousand dollars, and so that means certain things have to be cut out of the curriculum, or certain kinds of exercises that we ordinarily would do have to be cut out. Well, we cut the things that are, in our judgment, the least important things in order to preserve the most important things, but that presupposes that we've already made some sort of a decision, some sort of a sorting about what the most important things are and what the least important things are. So, for example, one of the big debates is between those who argue that knowledge is more important than method, or that method is more important than knowledge. And the argument here can be on the side of the method people. They will say, if you think about computers, for example, we're having students learn about computers. There's lots of knowledge about computers that is going to be outdated, right, in 20 years. So maybe what we shouldn't be doing is teaching students particular knowledge about how this piece of software works or how this kind of operating system works. Rather, we should be doing something more generic about thinking technologically and being able to think in principle how computer programmers think, kick things up to a higher level of abstraction, because in the next generation, who knows what kinds of operating systems and software is going to be available. And so in that kind of argument, method is more important than particular knowledge about, say, the computer system. Advocates of knowledge will come back and say, well, of course, method is important, but in most contexts in adult life, it's the actual knowledge that you have that's the important thing. You take your car to a mechanic because it needs to be fixed. We want a mechanic to know how to fix the car. We don't want the mechanic to say, well, I know how to research on the internet, right, or whatever proper methods to fix the car. Or if we're going for surgery, we want the surgeon to know the internal structure, right, of your body before he or she cuts you open. We don't want that person to say, I'm a real whiz at researching human anatomy, and I can apply the methods in that case. And of course, there are those who are on the side of skills who will say all of this emphasis on knowledge and method at the abstract level is too abstracted, it's too theoretical, too book learning. What we should be doing in the educational system is teaching students practical hands-on skills, career training, how actually to get things done, whether they have the pure knowledge or the pure methodological principles behind that's a more of a luxury kind of an item, and so the emphasis should be here, right, and so on. And the debate goes on with the other ones as well.